Morning folks, welcome back to Rick's Fishing. So today I'm heading to a fishery that I haven't been to actually for about 15 years called Fransham Trout Fishery, just beside a little village called Churt on the Surrey-Hampshire border. The last time I was here, an old chap called Richard used to run the place. Sadly he passed away a few years back, so I'm looking forward to going back today just to see what the new owners have done. Right guys, so as we walk up from the car park, we get here to the main building with a little sort of open bit on the side. Previous owner Richard Thwaite, he was an architect and he actually built these. Sadly he passed away I think about 7 years ago. But yeah, we have that's kind of for staff, and the toilets around the back, and then that open bit there, as you can see, there's a seating area, there's a sink to clean the fish, there's weighing in scales. Right guys, so just having the usual customary walk around the lakes before we get started, just to check out conditions. So this is Willow Pool. This is just one of the little pools as you come in. Water clarity is really poor today because obviously we had quite a lot of heavy rain yesterday. So yeah, I mean there's 6 lakes here in total. I will get the chance to go around every single lake today, you know, because I've travelled quite a bit to get here, so I'm going to show you guys each lake in turn as opposed to do a huge tour right now. But as we walk past Willow, then we arrive at the bottom lake, which is called Kingfisher. Right guys, so here we are at our first spot, this little corner in Robbins Lake. It's literally, as you can see, there's lots and lots of foliage, lots and lots of tree life along the bank here. And so this is a little bit of a hot spot, I'm told, for the fish as they patrol up and down underneath these trees, obviously feeding on naturals. So the setup here is a 7-foot 3-weight with a floating line. Fly. A trout just went for that little fly. Yeah, we've got a floating line, we've got a 10-foot leader, and on the end we got a little yellow clink hammer. Now I did have some interest from a fish. It just came up and just nosed it and it went back down again, so I'm not too sure what that was all about. But having only been here for 5 minutes, it's nice to see that we've awoken a little bit of interest in these fish. And as the fishery manager Matt said, you know, try different spots for no more than maybe 10 minutes at a time, just keep moving. Definitely, there's definitely a little bit of interest in that fly. Now I know sometimes what I've always said in previous episodes is when a trout comes to look at the fly and then turns away at the last minute, generally you need to drop down a size or two. Trouble is, in this case, I'm using a size 14 clink hammer, and I just physically don't think I can drop down. Right guys, so next on our outing is Willow Pool. And as you can see, this is just a small little pool, so I fancy my chances here, just with this little stream rod again, little buzzer, and we'll just do a fan cast across Willow Pool and see how we get on. When I came here first thing this morning, I was lucky enough to spot a char in here, so let's see if Mr. Char is still around. Yeah, the only tricky thing about this fishery is that, and again this is just more of an observation than anything else, is that there are plenty of fish moving around, but they are in very tricky spots. So they do represent a challenge, which I do like. Literally right underneath that tree. I do like the challenge of that, as opposed to turning up at a fishery with no features, nothing overhanging, and just casting into a big, you know, just fan casting into a big huge lake. Okay, so there's a trout subsurface there, and a clink hammer out just over there. Don't know if you can see a little white bit of fluff on top. And the trout are literally probably a foot underneath. So like I said, fishing with that buzzer, I was actually just, I couldn't get the buzzer within the trout's field of vision. Remember, trout mainly see up. So obviously if they're just subsurface, it's very tricky to present a buzzer properly. So we've effectively chosen the clink hammer for that reason, hopefully to catch the field of vision of one of these subsurface trout, and hopefully it'll just come up and have a peck. Right guys, so whilst we continue our pursuit of a trout on the dry fly, what I'm going to use now is probably a size, I'd say that's probably a size 18 black gnat. White dries haven't been working, suspender buzzers haven't been working, so yeah, when things are really tough as they are today, and conditions are quite warm still, something tiny and something black generally is the best bet. So here we go. They will just swim around a few times, see the fly, and then eventually just snatch at it, so it is worth just persevering. Yep, there we go, we got one. We got one. Yep, I think it's a brown as well, or it might be a spartic. Yeah, that fish, I pestered and pestered until it just snatched that fly. And this is my first fish on the size 3 weight rod as well. Yeah, christened my 3 weight with a beautiful little spartic, guys. Lovely. Lovely. Right guys, so that little spartic took a size 18 black gnat, and the trick there was just to watch the fish's movements and just try and anticipate its patrol path, and just pester it until literally it took. So yeah, happy days. Right guys, just going to take a little short break from the dry fly fishing. It does take quite a lot of mental energy to to sit there and statically watch a tiny size 20 fly. So as we make our way around to the next mark, I've just stopped by the main lake, which I think is called Robin Lake, and we're just going to tweak a cat's whisker along here, just try and cover some ground, and then we'll probably head back over to that little dark shady corner and we'll persevere again with the dry fly. Right, so here we are back on the original spot on Robin's Lake, and haven't tried that cat's whisker for half a dozen casts or so with literally not even a sniff. I think today's just going to be about persevering with this, with dry flies. So we're going to keep the size 20 gnat on because we had that little spartic on it, and there has been some fairly consistent rising in this corner here, so we're just going to sit here and persevere and hopefully pick up our remaining 2 fish from this spot. Right, there's a brown sitting under this tree. It's probably only 2 pound tops, but it's just sitting under the tree. In fact, there's a few fish sitting under the tree. I might need to wander around and catapult this thing. Let's see if we can just get a bit of a cast over it. Oh. So the main strategy here for stalking trout on dries, apart from being extremely patient, is just to cast the fly out into the anticipated pathway of the trout. Kind of just leave it there statically for 30 seconds or so, and then as the trout approaches, maybe just give it a slight little tweak just to catch the trout's eye, hopefully trigger a response, trigger a take. This is going to be very tricky. I think what we'll do here, guys, we'll try a little bit of a catapult cast just underneath that tree. There we go, guys. So trying those fish from the side, actually having no success, and I just came and I catapult casted right on top of this brown, and he took. The only problem now is that my net is actually down the other side. So we're going to have to try and get this fish around the tree. Oh, don't come off, don't come off. It's actually another spartic, guys. So try and get the rod around the tree. Oh, the line's a little slack. Sorry guys, this is a complete cock-up. Right. All because we left our net down here. Right, we are clear. Right, we're clear. That was actually really awesome. I tried to tempt those fish probably for the last 20 minutes from this spot here. And then in the end, what it took was for me to go up, sit above the fish, catapult cast in above, and he took. Beautiful. Let's get him into the net. There we go. Lovely. Second trout, second spartic, guys. Right, and again, fishing really light. You can probably just about see, just there, that black gnat just in the corner of that fish's mouth. So yeah, size 20 black gnat on a tough day does it again. Right guys, so we're just making our way up now to Heron Lake again, which is the top lake here. You've also got two little small ponds next to it as well. But yeah, I'm going to finish on Heron Lake. I had a 3 fish ticket today and I've got 2 fish already. So we're going to go up now, try something a little bit different. I think as effective as this size 20 gnat has been, it does give you a headache trying to concentrate on its whereabouts for an hour, for like an hour constant, 2 hours constant. So I'm going to head up here and I may just shake things up a little bit just to see if we can get the last fish with something slightly different. Right, and again, just a case of just trying all the usual spots. So if I were to try, oh, there we go. You had a take on the old clink. I had a take there, Dave. Right, so we had a take on the clink hammer, but just didn't get it into its mouth. Now that fish has possibly just been spooked. So I'm not sure if I've wrecked this little spot now already. Well, let's give it another go. It might come back. We're at the end of our session now, and I'm back where I started on Willow Pool, where I had my first spartic. So we're just trying to get our 3rd fish here. Persevering with this size 20 gnat. Having tried various other things today. At the end of the day, I've caught my 2 fish on it. It's been a really, really tough day so far, but hopefully we'll get our 3rd fish, and then we can summarise the entire day. Hi guys, so that's our trip to Fransham Trout Fishery over. So as I just wangle my way home now, I just want to give you just a very, very brief summary of the fishery and the fish and the fishing. So the fishery itself, second to none in terms of scenery. Extremely well kept. You got 6 lakes, nice mature woodland around the lakes. I actually forgot my wellies today and I was worried that my trainers were going to be wrecked. But yeah, very, very dry, well maintained footpaths, towpaths around the lakes. So despite yesterday's heavy rain, our trainers are fine. In terms of the fish, great to catch a spartic or 2 on my brand new stream rod, my 3-weight. But just disappointed they were a little bit on the skinny side, as were quite a lot of the fish that I've seen moving around today. So if you do make it to Fransham and you notice the same, let me just put that into context. The water at Fransham is slightly acidic, so natural beasties and natural foodstuffs may not be as plentiful as you would assume, given its setting being the countryside. And number 2, the stocked fish in any lake will go in having been fattened up on a high protein diet. They'll go in peak condition, but if they're not caught quickly, then they will start to lose condition, especially if there's not enough food in the water for them. So obviously the fish haven't been caught quickly because the conditions we've had in the last month or so are extremely challenging, with I think 3 heat waves under our belt now in the southeast of England. So yeah, so those trout would have went in prime shape probably about a month ago, and unfortunately they have lost a bit of condition, but that's no reflection on the fishery whatsoever. I'm sure the trout are top quality. I've been there before and I know for a fact that they are, but unfortunately just post 3 heat waves they have just gotten a little bit skinny. So yeah, that's the reason why. It hasn't put me off. Would I be back? Yes I would. Would I recommend it? Yes I would. Spent a lot of the day chatting with a really, really, really nice guy called Dave, who is a local angler there, and he also does a bit of the maintenance work there. So yeah, he encouraged me to come back again once the weather cools down a bit, probably from September onwards. So yeah, look forward to going back in September. Look forward to meeting you as well, Dave. Thanks again to Matt, the fishery owner, for showing me around this morning. And yeah, all in all, just a really, really positive experience. So see you at the next episode, guys. Next on the agenda, whether you're interested or not, I'm boat fishing on Wednesday morning at 5:30 in the morning for bass out of Brighton Marina, and then my friend Johnny and I are going to go carp fishing on the Fly, which will be a first for me, so that's coming up in the next sort of week or two as well. So yeah, stay tuned for all that. Thank you for your support so far. The channel's literally been going now for a year, but really I've only kind of started doing stuff regularly since January, and yeah, channel's growing steadily. Thanks for your support, and yeah, see you at the next episode, guys. So take care, tight lines, and good luck.